We've all heard about the Cold War years when Russia buried missiles under the ice in Antarctica. Well, this time it's China, and they're not being particularly subtle about it. China has opened its 5th base in Antarctica, and as you can see from the photo, it's not exactly a cluster of tents. These huge complexes are dubbed research stations in the same way that China's Pacific deepwater ports are called trade outposts. It's meant to be, at least officially, for joint research purposes, but nobody really believes it. The base is likely part of China's extensive Pacific surveillance system and doubles as a flag where the presence of bases is used to erode the sovereignty of the Antarctic Treaty via what accounts to squatting rights. Now, the same nation that drowns coral reefs in concrete to build military bases isn't particularly interested in the welfare of penguins or seals. Now, as military strategists have pointed out, the new base could allow China to put a stranglehold on the Drake Passage, a big problem if you're trying to move military vessels around on the quiet. But of course, our petrified subservient Labor Party would never, ever criticise the construction of these bases, even on environmental grounds. Now, meanwhile, Melbourne residents are complaining about the bin gestapo. One social media user apparently wrote to Yarra Ranges Council to ask if their little smiley bin inspections were part of a council initiative, and if so, how much ratepayer money was being spent on it. A trip to their website provides a clue that this might be, a real bizarre behaviour endorsed by the council. Under their recycling bin education, or should that be re-education program, they give residents 3 scores. Green to say, thanks, you're doing great. Orange for, you're doing okay, but there's room for improvement. And red for, we've found a few items in your bin that are considered contamination. Please remove them and do better in the future. That's right, councils are crawling through your rubbish bins. They remind me of those lunchbox Nazis that are making life a living hell for parents around the country. Like the schools in Western Australia who banned ham and cheese toasties because they're unhealthy, but force kids to take experimental vaccines because that's totally fine. Of course, I have to hand it to the response to Nova Scotia. They solved the problem by allowing their blue bin to identify as a green bin. And I double dare the left to argue that one without using reality or facts. Now, a trending story this week saw the NHS declare that trans women's milk is as good as breast milk. It goes on to explain that drug-induced chest-feeding liquid is comparable to the natural milk women express. That's information coming out of medical experts at a hospital. And no, I'm not going to show you any photographs because frankly it's disgusting. These poor children. Instead, what I am going to show you is something fun. Australia's weather reports get a bad rap for being consistently wrong, but I'd be okay with that if they were entertaining. Now, I spent an hour over the weekend watching weather reports from a different country. Why? Well, Weather Adam, as he's known, jazzes up his weather reports by sneaking in lyrics from popular songs. Have a watch.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Hopefully you had a nice night's sleep and you had sweet dreams. By the way, look at the sunrise here. Sweet dreams are made of this. Beautiful colors in the sky this morning. Check out these orange and red colors eventually showing up. Now, as we go into Saturday morning, I think the rain may linger a little later into the morning. This model shows it clearing out by about 6 a.m., but who am I to disagree? It's heavy snow and it's wet snow coming down in the northeast. Meanwhile, you could travel the world in the 7 seas and not find better weather than what we have here in Houston today. Sunny skies, nice temperatures. I know this time of year people want different types of weather, sun or rain or cold or warm. Everybody's looking for something. Well, we have something for everyone on the 7-day right here. A couple Saturdays in a row have been wet, and when you look at this, you're like, oh man, here we go again. Well, this rain should pretty much be wrapped up shortly after sunrise on Saturday. Hold your head up, moving on, keep your head up.
And if you're not a fan of the classics, a few millennials out there will love this one.
I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket.
But we have big changes ahead soon, and if this is the first time you're kind of paying attention to the weather this week, you're like, what? Well, first of all, there's rain coming tomorrow. People have been enjoying the weather lately. I think I'm about to go and get some compliments when I leave work today, hearing more about the nice weather. It is the day after Valentine's Day. Like we said earlier, not a bad day to do some bargain shopping. Might not go over well, but hey, it was 99 cents. Bag it. We're all the way down here on Saturday, then headed to the mezzanine next week as we get up to about 80 degrees. 30s. So Sunday could be your last chance to dress for winter for a while. If you're going through your closet like, I look incredible in this real big coat, that's your chance to do it, because next week temperatures are ramping up. Here's where that low is right now. Here's where it's going to be Friday into Saturday. Now, I'm going to pop some tags up on this map and show you that that low is weak and kind of unorganized right now. A high of only 51. Then we're down to the 30s on Saturday night. Now, if you're hunting, looking for a come up, this is awesome.